If you're dieting, it's probably making things worse. If you're eating less, working out more, and you're still stuck with stubborn belly fat, it is not your fault. You're not crazy. You're not broken. There's a real reason your body isn't responding. And most women never hear about it until it's too late. You're not just getting older. Your body is actually going through a hidden hormone shift that no one actually warned you about. Hey, I'm Trevor Bucherri, and after working with nearly 30,000 patients, most of whom have tried every single diet and workout imaginable, I've learned what actually works. And together, we've actually helped women lose almost 600,000 pounds and over 133 inches from their midsections alone. And most people actually think that weight loss is just about calories and workouts, but if it worked that way, you wouldn't actually be here. The truth is that the body actually runs on hormones, and when those are off, nothing else matters. So fix the root and your body actually starts working for you, not against you. And today what I'm going to do is actually break down the 5 hormone shifts that actually quietly start in your 30s and how dieting actually makes them worse and how to reset the system so fat loss actually works again. Number 1, what hormone shifts happen in your 30s and why no one talks about it? Number 2, why dieting backfires and actually makes hormones worse? Number 3, the 4 hormones that are actually blocking fat loss and how to fix them. Number 4, the number 1 mistake that women actually make that triggers weight loss resistance, which is the ability or the inability for our body to lose weight no matter what we do. And number 5, the hormone reset plan that works even when you've tried everything else. So number 1, what hormone shifts happen in your 30s and why no one's talking about it? So in your 30s, your hormones actually start shifting, but it's quiet and it's slow. So most women don't even actually notice it at first. It starts with what's called estrogen and progesterone, the 2 hormones that actually keep your metabolism, energy, and mood balanced. So estrogen actually helps your body burn fat, it helps you regulate hunger, and it actually keeps your metabolism steady, where progesterone actually keeps your nervous system calm and it supports better sleep and also less stress. And as these levels drop, your body actually becomes more sensitive to stress, and stress hormones like cortisol start actually rising more often and staying higher longer. Now, cortisol is that hormone that actually adds more belly fat. When we have high levels of cortisol, we end up getting more belly fat accumulation. Now, this shift actually makes extra body fat stick much more easily to our bodies, especially around the belly area, unfortunately. Cravings start to creep in and our sleep really starts to suffer here. Now, it's also when your thyroid might begin to slow down as well, making you feel, say, cold, tired, and like your metabolism has literally hit a brick wall. And why no one talks about this is because these changes aren't really considered medical emergencies because they're actually gradual over time. But when they're left unchecked, they actually create that imperfect storm of fat storage and burnout over time that no one wants to hit. So real quick, if you're trying to lose stubborn belly fat and you want to kickstart things, I'm actually offering a free midsection treatment over at midsectionmelt.com as a thank you for watching. It's 100% free, and if you don't get measurable results on the spot, we'll actually pay you $50 for your time. Number 2, why dieting backfires and makes hormones worse. When your body is already off, starting a low-calorie diet is really like adding gasoline to a fire. Your body actually thinks, oh no, I'm not getting enough fuel, so I must be in danger. And it goes into the sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight, like we're being chased by a lion. Again, it can't tell whether you're being chased by a lion or you're just having a stressful day. So it essentially shuts down. It slows down your metabolism. It increases cortisol to actually help you survive. It stores fat, especially around your belly area, to keep you safe. And at the same time, your hunger hormones are going crazy. So there's a hormone called leptin, and this actually tells you to stop eating. Well, that gets ignored. There's another hormone called ghrelin, which tells you to start actually eating, and this gets much louder. And then your thyroid, it actually starts to power down, thinking that you need to conserve energy, so it goes into storage mode. And you begin to feel tired, more bloated, more emotional, more frustrated because nothing is working. So how do you fix this? You don't need to eat less. You need to eat smarter for your hormones. Nourish your body, reduce stress, and give it a reason to actually release fat, not to hold on to it. And we're going to dig into that here. So number 3 we're going to talk about is the 4 hormones that are actually blocking fat loss and how to fix them. And we're going to break this down like the hormone dream team that has completely gone out of sync, because that's exactly what this is. So starting with cortisol, that's the first thing we're going to talk about. This is the stress hormone. Now, when you're stressed, you don't sleep well, or say if you diet too hard, your cortisol shoots up. Any one of those things, or a combination of those things. It actually tells your body, hold on to fat and don't let go of it, especially fat in the belly area, the hips, and the love handle areas, the areas that we all love. How do we fix this? We prioritize sleep. We manage stress through things like breath work, walking, or even just 10-minute breaks, getting away from it all for a minute. Meditation is another great one. And we stop overtraining. And when I say overtraining, I'm talking about overworking in the gym, trying to do 3 workouts per day, or the hard 75 or whatever it is, right? This is basically putting your body into that stress response, and it's releasing cortisol, and you're actually fighting an uphill battle. And here's the thing, you don't have to work that hard. You just have to work smarter. The second hormone we're going to talk about here is the thyroid hormone. Now, this is the metabolism thermostat. So your thyroid actually sets the pace for your entire metabolism. When it's cold, aka slow, fat loss stalls. So you feel tired, you gain weight, and you lose your energy. Dieting without enough protein, without healthy fats, and also too many calories slows it down even further. So when I'm talking about calorie deprivation, we hear about that 500 to 800 calorie diet all the time, and it is a disaster. So don't feel that you have to go there. Less is not more when it comes to nutrition. It's all about dialing it in and finding that perfect number where you feel satisfied with the foods that you're eating, you don't feel hungry, and you're eating the right ones in the right proportions. And that's the formula to basically turn your metabolism into a fire. So how do we fix this? You eat enough nutrient-dense foods, especially lean proteins, fruits, and clean carbohydrates that actually fuel your metabolism. So the third one we're going to talk about is called leptin. This is the I'm full hormone. Now, leptin actually tells your brain, I'm full. You can actually stop eating now. But when you've been dieting too long, or you're eating processed food, your brain actually stops hearing leptin. It says, what did you say? Yeah, I'm going to completely ignore that. So you keep actually feeling hungry even when you're not at all. So how do you fix this? Eat real foods. We're talking fruits, proteins, and healthy fats. Cut that processed stuff that actually throws your hormone signals out. Get rid of that stuff. The fourth hormone we're going to talk about is called ghrelin. Now, this is the craving hormone. Now, ghrelin actually triggers hunger and cravings, especially for sugar and junk food. And it spikes when you're stressed, when you're tired, and when you're not eating enough. So when you're doing those 500 or 800 calorie diets that we actually think are working for us, well, it's not. Because number one, you're probably eating things that taste like, chicken and broccoli and cardboard, right? Things that you actually don't enjoy, and you're absolutely craving every single moment for just another bite, and you're stressed and you're grumpy and all these different things, and it's actually working double against you, because now you actually have all these crazy hunger cravings and you just can't get rid of them. So how do you fix this? Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, fuel your body regularly, and eat clean carbs like fruit to prevent crash cravings. That fruit, that sugar from the fruits, those natural sugars called sucrose, that absolutely destroys hunger cravings and also just cravings. So the fourth thing we're going to talk about today is the number one mistake that women make that actually triggers weight loss resistance. And weight loss resistance is when no matter what you do, no matter what you eat, no matter how much you work out, you just can't seem to lose the weight. The most common mistake here, eating too little or pushing through with too much stress. This creates what I call the fat lock loop. Eating too little increases cortisol. Stress hormones climb, thyroid slows down, fat burning shuts off, and cravings skyrocket. That is that fat lock loop. We are locked in fat lock, okay? We can't lose any fat. And we're thinking, what am I doing wrong? I can't eat any less. And that is part of the problem. So even if you're actually in a caloric deficit, in terms of meaning you're eating less calories than your body is actually burning, your body refuses to lose weight because it doesn't feel safe. It is basically saying, what do? I don't even know when I'm going to actually eat again, so I need to conserve everything. I need to shut everything down. I am at war right now, okay? Because it doesn't feel safe. It's stuck in protection mode. So how do we fix this? we switch to hormone supporting nutrition. Feed your body the right way. Lower internal stress. So we can do these through meditation, through walks, through deep breathing. And we actually teach it to release fat again, which is exactly what we do inside of what we call our Transform One system here. So the fifth thing we're going to talk about today is the hormone reset plan that actually works even if you've tried everything. So here's the hormone reset roadmap that we actually guide our patients through step by step. So step number one is calm the nervous system. So deep, restful sleep, what that does is it resets cortisol. Daily breath work, walking, or just light movement, it actually signals safety in the body. So your body goes from that sympathetic, basically fight or flight nervous system, into the parasympathetic, which is the rest, relaxation, rebuild, restore nervous system right there. And then cellular detox is another piece of this as well, because this actually removes hormone blocking toxins from our body as well. All right, step number two in this is to actually balance our blood sugar. So we said step number one is calm the nervous system. And step number two is balance blood sugar. Now here, what we do is we actually use lean protein and fruit as our primary food here. And we prevent sugar crashes that actually trigger fat storing hormones by doing this. So no more binge eating or crash cycles is what this is going to do by balancing that blood sugar. Now, step number three is supporting thyroid and our metabolism. So we don't undereat. Fuel your body based on your actual dream body weight. And you can use our 15 and 30 formula here. So you take your goal weight, we'll just say it's 150 because I need simple math here. We multiply that by 10 and that equals your daily calories. So it's 1,500 calories in this particular circumstance. If you say, hey, I would love to weigh 160, okay, you would take 160 times 10 and now you'd say 1,600 calories. That is your calories that you need for the day. And then you're going to hit your daily protein goal with that exact same number. So you'd say, okay, if I'd like to weigh 150 pounds, that means if I multiply that by 10, I have 1,500 calories to eat per day. And then I also actually want to eat my body weight in protein, or 150 grams of protein per day. That is the formula there to actually support the thyroid and your metabolism right here. Now, step number four we're going to be talking about here inside of the actual hormone reset plan is going to be cutting inflammation. So here we're ditching processed foods, we're ditching seed oil, and we're ditching packaged snacks. We're going to replace this with real whole foods such as lean proteins, veggies, fruits, and good fats. And step number five is rebuild that gut health. So you're going to use food to actually heal your gut, not detox teas and things like that, which actually don't really work. It's just a great marketing scheme at the end of the day. All right. Better digestion overall equals better absorption of food equals better hormone response. Because the thing is if we have cellular inflammation and our gut is inflamed, we're not going to be able to digest our food, meaning we're not going to be able to absorb our food, and our hormone response is going to be the opposite of what we want it to be. So when we actually improve our digestion by really working on our gut, by eating the right foods here, we get better absorption of that food and we get much, much more solid hormone response. So what we're going to be doing here is focusing on fiber, hydration, and whole food diversity. When we're talking about whole food diversity, we're talking about lean proteins, we're talking about fruits, vegetables, and also clean, healthy fats as well. Now, how to fix this is that when your body actually feels nourished, it actually feels safe and supported. And when that happens, it actually lets go of fat so much faster without starvation and without burnout. And there you have it. You are not broken. If your body isn't letting go of fat, it's not a motivation problem. It's a hormone misfire that actually starts in your 30s, gets worse with dieting, and actually keeps you stuck in that fat lock loop. But the good news is you can absolutely break that cycle. And when you support your body, reset your hormones, and reduce the stress, fat loss becomes simple again. So if you found this valuable today, please hit the follow, like, or subscribe for more fat loss science that no one else is talking about that you can apply right away today. And if you know someone who may be stuck that could benefit from this, please tag or share this with them. It may just be that thing that changes everything for them, and they'll have you to thank. Again, I'm Trev Bucheri. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's your most valuable asset. I love you for it. Thank you again so much for your support, and give your best to the rest of your day. Take care. Crush it.